Hey, what's going on? Yeah, just a quick video. I just kind of want to talk about a thought that I had recently with the Rebel Chumps. He had posted a little discussion. He was talking about Saber, and he was talking about Ultrasabers, and sort of they're lacking in sort of improving their products from an electronic standpoint. The electronics in Ultra Sabers is you know pretty outdated, compared to the products that a lot of companies are selling, and they're a little bit overpriced for what you get as far as the electronics go. But that being said, I agreed with him, and I sort of had expressed that as far as Ultra Sabers goes, if I do get something, an Ultra Sabers product, I always prefer to buy them used at a heavily discounted price point. And the reason for that is exactly as he said, that just the electronics are pretty simple. They don't tend to compete with, I mean, let's face it, you can get a fully loaded Ultra Sabers hilt and end up spending exactly what you would spend for, you know, a CFX saber from. I mean, I bought a fully loaded and completely decked out CFX saber from Genesis Custom Sabers, and that would probably net me a pretty averagely equipped Ultra Sabers hilt that wouldn't do a tenth of what my Genesis Custom Sabers Dark Side Vector will do. So, I mean, it's kind of a balancing act, and there's a degree of hypocrisy for me. And I'll tell you why. I love Ultra Sabers products in a weird sort of way, in that there's kind of a, I don't know, there's kind of a feeling that I get from these. I do like their hilts. I like the bulkiness. I like the quality of the finish. I like the work that they do on their hilts. And when it comes down to the electronics, I generally speaking don't mind the Obsidian soundboard and all of its iterations. I'm not really interested in the Emerald or any of that nonsense. I just, as long as the saber has sound. But I'm not willing to pay $300 or $400 for that product. And the reason why I bring this up is because just tonight, I mean, I just picked up a bellicose off of eBay tonight, and I don't even really care if it has the V3 or V4, whatever the system is for Obsidian, or if it's just basic light sound, as long as the saber has sound. Or it could be a stunt saber, depending on the price point. I don't mind spending that kind of money. And what I spent on this bellicose, which is a beautiful piece, and I've wanted a bellicose for a while, it wasn't that bad. But then again, as I said, I bought it used off of eBay, and I got a really amazing price on it. But I'm not going to pay the full price from their website. It's just not worth it. If I was going to blow that kind of money, I would go to Vader's Vault and put a down payment on it, one of their epic hilts. Or I go to JQ Sabers and I would say, hey, set me up with something that's gonna kick so much ass that you're not even gonna believe it. Or Genesis Cup, because I mean, there's so many saber companies that are producing sabers at that exact price point that you're gonna pay for like a fully loaded Ultra Sabers, and it's gonna do like 100,000 times more things, and you're gonna be able to drop it from a building, and it's just gonna bounce and keep working, and it just doesn't make any sense to. I'm kind of ignoring the actual filming. Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense to spend that kind of money on their product. Not if you're going to be getting it at full price. But I am so completely and utterly excited to get a bellicose with sound. And so the hypocrisy is just, I admit, it's pretty profound. This is an Archon, I think it's the 2.1. I can't remember which one is the 3.1 or the 2.1. It's the one that has the real thin neck. But I love this saber. I love the sound of it. I love the brightness of the blade. This is the fully loaded and fully functional one with all 6 fonts. And I love this saber, but I didn't pay full price for it. If I had paid full price for this thing, I probably wouldn't love it nearly as much. But it feels good to hand. It's comfy. I think it looks good. It's a solid build. I don't know. It's a weird thing. Ultrasabers is a weird thing. But I have a nostalgia, and I just have like an innate kind of like deep in my heart love for Ultrasabers products. I really, really do think that there's something special about them, regardless of the history or the proclivities of the owner or whatever the situation is. I feel more innate love for Ultrasabers. I mean, I love this saber. I love this hilt. I love everything about it, from one tip to the other. And I love all of my Ultrasabers. I don't feel that kind of love for Saberforge. I know I haven't even talked about Saberforge. It's just kind of like, I'm just throwing it in there because I've been like thinking about it. It's just like, if I had to give up one company, and this may be super controversial, I would definitely prefer to have an Ultrasabers over a Saberforge. And I have, and I don't know exactly why. I mean, Saberforge's hilts are amazing, but for the price that you pay for their electronics to have it installed, it's just totally not worth it. I would rather pay to have an Obsidian Light, to have a champion tier like Saberforge, installation. I don't know. I mean, I just know that like in a few years, like one would be working and another probably wouldn't be. So this is kind of like harkening back to another video I did about the same subject. So I'm not going to like go off on a tangent, but that is to say, I sort of reinforce what the Rebel Chumps had said about Ultrasabers needing to kind of get with the times, and I think they need to deliver more value for their dollar. I look at a company like Saber Trio. They are constantly upgrading their product. Their NeoPixel has gone from a Nano Biscotti 4 to a CFX with nary a price increase. They're producing their sabers now with the requisite standard fonts that come in their sabers. And now they're adding 3 fonts, and they're soon going to upgrade them to 5 fonts because they have a working relationship with KSith. I mean, that's just amazing. They want to give you more product for the dollars that you spend with them, and that's amazing. And that's why eventually I'm going to get myself. I've decided that my next NeoPixel will be a CFX from Saber Trio. I'm going to get a Mira, and I'm going to get the weathered version, and I'm going to get that all checked out. And the price point for that, I mean, you're talking like just a little bit over $300. Compare that to an Ultrasabers at $300. I mean, which is the better value, right? And I'm going to kind of leave it at that. So this is just a weird little discussion that I kind of had kicking around in my numbskull. So tomorrow my Reaver arrives. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm like totally jacked to get my Reaver. I half expect that my Reaver and my RTS Black Friday ArcLight might actually be packaged with it. I'm not too sure. It seems like that would kind of make sense. But probably not. It's probably just gonna be my Reaver. So I'm super excited about that. I'll have a reveal and a review for that tomorrow. It's just an FX Saber with a Sith side font because that thing runs a Pico Crumble. So that should be kind of an interesting reveal. And then of course I just got myself a bellicose coming. And I recommend if anybody wants to, learn about the bellicose in advance, you can go to the Ultrasabers site or check one of like a million videos on the bellicose. I think it's a really phenomenal hilt. I really like the design of that, and that's one of the ones I really want to get. So I'm super excited about that. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough. That's just kind of like a basic discussion for the evening. Not much of a video, so I apologize for that, but. At any rate, yeah, so I hope everyone has a wonderful night. I hope you got something out of this weird little discussion. And I will be coming at you tomorrow with the good stuff. Yeah, it's all about the good stuff. All right. No, it's not all right. I don't have any of that stuff now. Giggity, giggity, giggity. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.